Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, class. This is Professor Coyote. Welcome you back to our special project Let's Play, that of the seminal space exploration game, Starflight. If you remember that reveal episode I put up a couple days ago, you'll know that that's what this project's going to be. If you didn't see that yet, it is titled Revealing the Next Project. But by now, it's kind of spoiled the surprise because you know what it is. So yeah, it's going to be Starflight. Now, obviously, you can see here, it's going to be a bit different than the EU or any other ones. I'm using OBS. Actually, I'm using OBS Studio for this. And DOSBox and I do not seem to be getting along. Maybe I'll fix it in the future. Maybe we'll figure this out. I mean, it's a pretty decent size window for working with this. There might be a couple times where it might go out, but we'll see. So I've got my desktop cleared. Yeah, unfortunately, I don't have the Windows bar at the bottom, but at least that'll be close enough to the YouTube stuff. Okay, now we've got this set up because, luckily, with the good old games version, it does start here on this select display mode. So this first episode is actually going to be kind of a getting to know the game a little bit and how to play it if you get it through good old games. And that's what I recommend because right now they've got it running through DOSBox. It's an older DOSBox, but it's working. It works on my Windows 10 computer here. Like I said, there's a little bit of kind of oopsie-doopsies when it comes to OBS, but it's not like unless you're going to be recording your own Let's Play, you won't necessarily be capturing it. I've got a couple of tools here. This is the codes to get around the DRM, and I'll show you that. I've got a map here just for good. Let's see if that'll bring up. Yeah, this is actually the copy of the map that comes with the game. Yeah, I believe that's the regular map. Actually, huh. This might be the... Ugh. Well, let me double check to make sure this actually is the map that matches it up, because this looks a lot like the one from 2, which is bizarre. I don't know why they'd put it in 1 with 2. Well, we'll see. That might actually also be a map someone else was using. Maybe we won't rely on the map too much. Anyway, I've got a couple of things here. Now, I will do a big note that when you're playing this game, there was a bug that they never fixed. They might have fixed it in that remake they made a few years ago. It was a fan project. But one of the biggest oopsie-doopsies. Yeah, I love that word, right? Oopsie-doopsies. One of the biggest problems with Starflight that, has plagued for 30 years now is there was a bug that you couldn't get out of the game without saving. You had to save it. You absolutely had to save it when you left. You couldn't just quit. The computer couldn't crash. You couldn't die. Actually, you couldn't die either, because when you... so basically what happens is if you quit a game without saving, then it'll come up with a screen. And I might show it one day. I might be particularly brave in setting it up. And in fact, it might show up here because I was trying to get this working. I didn't quite test it, and who knows, this whole episode might be a complete point. Anyway, it'll show you the screen. Game has begun, but not saved. And then you can't do anything. You have to quit out of it, and the game is unplayable. So basically, what you had to do, especially back in the day, you had to make another file that had your play, your save, and your start. And you had to make absolutely sure that you had this somewhere, especially if you were, for some stupid reason, playing it off the original discs. If you were playing this game off the original discs and that happened, then you would have to go back to Babbage's or whatever it was at the time, and you'd have to buy a brand new copy. It was the biggest issue when it came to this game. Even modern copies just could not fix it. There haven't been any modern copies because they never actually made another version of it. They did fix it in Starflight 2, but when it came to the original game, there was no way to get into the code and fix it. So you absolutely need, to have a copy somewhere. Now this is the original because we're going to start from scratch. So in case things happen, then this is the original. As we save the game, if for some reason we die suddenly or whatever, then you need to have another folder with the updated. And here I'll show you what you're looking for. This is the good old games version. So it'll do GOG games, Starflight. So this is the folder you need to copy. STARFLT. See, like this is why this is original STRFLT folder. It'll have play, save, and start. Now, of course, right now, the play, the save will be blank, and that's fine. Basically, you're trying to make sure these copies of Star A, Star B, STARFLT. This is basically the entirety of the game. And so you need those to be not broken. So you need, every time you save, here is what Professor Coyote recommends. Every time you save the game, every time you quit the game, that's what I should say, every time you quit the game, this is definitely a save early, save often game, because this is not a roguelike. This is a roguelike in that there is permadeath. Every time you save the game and quit, you need to go in to your folder, your Starflight folder. You need to take the Star FLT and you need to immediately make a copy. So I go, boink, copy, and name it current save, whatever. I might recommend also, unless you want to keep reinstalling the game, because at least nowadays, which was a monumental gift compared to the original days, where you had to copy it onto another disk. You can at least reinstall this, and it'll do it from scratch. I would still recommend saving the time and having an original somewhere else. Just like to the side. Don't touch it unless, something goes wrong. And then, there you go. And then we'll have our notepad here. That like we've already got that first heading there, heading mentioned in manual. We'll probably go look at that later. Okay. Now, another thing when going in here with modern computers, you see here it gives you all sorts of nifty little options. You can do it in black and white, you can do it RGB, color TV, or composite Hercules. These are all garbage. It does not work because the way DOSBox is configured with modern machines, you need to hit 5. You need to hit 5, and that's the only option ever, is EGA. Granted, okay, I technically have not tested it with black and white. But I tested RBG, I tested color TV, I tested Hercules, and they give you like spaghetti. They give you screen spaghetti. Excuse me, or screen salad or whatever, but the game is unplayable. And then you have to basically break out of DOSBox before the game starts to make sure that it doesn't do that whole game started but not saved crap. Because if you can quit it before the game actually starts, that's kind of about the way, and that's about how I've been testing this. So let's start. And like I said, this episode's just mostly going to be, kind of blah about that. I don't have a time. We've been recording for 10 minutes already. Actually, I probably would be good. See if we can do. There we go. Actually, I don't want to do that. This might be just one of those times where I keep an eye on the clock. Sorry about that. First time jitters. Sorry, jitters, but at least getting this all out of the way. Anyway, so let us begin the epic journey of Starflight. Like I said, this is going to be a project. This is, every now and then I'm going to be posting a video of it. But I'm just going to shut up and let you listen to the music, because this is pure nostalgia. It's also pure bleepy. It's it's PC speaker stuffed into a modern thing. But, yeah, so hit 5. Make sure you hit 5, EGA, and then enter. And then... All right, okay. See, that's the good thing is it does stop. And don't worry, when we start the game, we'll probably go right straight into wherever our save game is or something. You won't have to hear that all the time. It's just, it kind of puts chills down my spine, and I have to play it in its entirety at least once. So as you can see, copyright 1987, which is kind of funny because the game came out in 86. So maybe this is the latest, absolute latest. I don't know. Maybe EA put out helped Binary publish an update. If it was an update, then they would have fixed the stupid bug. But no. But you got here, interstellar police warning. Oh, we'll have to read that off next time. So now you have here your little dude, and if you wait long enough. We're just gonna wait long enough. We'll wait some time, wait some time, wait some time. Yeah. This is actually one of the first ones I've ever noticed that actually has a sort of animation for when you don't do anything for a little bit. Come on, buddy. Okay, maybe it's because he's away at the door. Wait some time, wait some time. Anyway, so this is the interstellar spaceport above the planet Earth. Now, in the storyline, for those of you who don't know, Earth had an issue after it got colonized, and all the inhabitants had to go underground. So this is a space station that is above ground on Earth. That's not above, that's floating above Earth. Kind of like the ISS nowadays. Oh, man. And we're going to do it later. He taps his toes, of course, when you don't do anything for a little bit. Anyway, so this is where this is your home base. This is home base. That's all great. Clicky. Whee! All right, so we have here 7 options. We got operations. This is where you get your messages, and you sell stuff, and you can buy a few things. We'll go into this really quick. This will be where we go first, but I just want to give you a tour. There's personnel. This is where you're going to recruit new people and check up on them. Actually, I think... Yeah, okay. This is where you basically make your crew. You're probably only going to ever be in personnel... actually, you'll be in personnel a little bit, in case you need to buy training for them. In case you need to replace them because they died horribly. That sort of thing. Where you put them is crew assignment. That's kind of what it says on the tin. You put them in their spots. You're going to be here probably only about once or twice unless something horribly goes wrong. And then you have people that die. So, yep, this is crew assignment. Here is the bank. The bank is, of course, the most boring thing. In fact, here, we'll just go in. There we go. See, this is kind of funny. So we start in 4620, and, whoa, we made a game purchase. It's kind of a fun little Easter egg they put in. You can see here there's an interest rate. That is, if somehow you actually keep enough funds into your bank account to make interest. I think, it's kind of like, you have to be making some serious bank to get any interest out of this. So we start with 12,000 credits. Because, of course, this is credits. It's sci-fi, so it's got to be credits. And then that will go away pretty quickly. Like I said, you probably won't be going to the bank that often. That's ship configuration. This is where you buy stuff. Here, we'll check ship configuration. Okay, this is where you buy things for your ship. You buy more cargo pods because you are essentially a explorer going out there and getting stuff. You want to get better engines eventually, better shielding, of course, armor, missile launcher, and laser. You can see that mostly everything except the cargo pods. In fact, here, we'll just do... Cargo pods are 500 credits. Sorry, MU. They're monetary units, not credits. Sorry, at least they were kind of a little bit original there. And then each of those has a class. This is how you make your ship better. And then you just quit. You can sell stuff if you want. Of course, this is where you repair. And then you name it. You'll only generally name it once. I believe you can rename for a cost. But I only ever named it once. So then you get out of there. And then the trade depot. Okay, I'm sorry. Operations is where you get mail and you make your recommendations and you see the valuations of your actions. Trade depot is where you buy and sell stuff. Okay, so let's go. Let's check the trade depot. Operations is going to be last, just because there's some mail in there. Now the game generally only does sort of real time when you're out there. What I mean by real time is the days will move. It'll be You're running on a bit of a clock, and you'll see soon. All right, so you can buy stuff. Now, most of these you will need, because most of these are the kind of minerals to fix your ship, and then fuel called endurium. This is basically what makes your ship go. And then a couple of artifacts that they don't know what really does. I mean, you can see here, flat device. Nope, we can't buy it. Ooh, it's a good thing I did not buy that. Oh, really? It's not going to show you what the... I thought they showed you what it was supposed to look like. Not look like, but at least give you an idea. Or at least what they think it is. And then, of course, you can sell stuff. Right now, all we've got is endurium, but we don't want to sell our fuel because that would be stupid. You can analyze. Here's where you analyze it. Okay, so this device will project a shield around your terrain vehicle, which makes it difficult for dangerous life forms to attack you. So very interesting. Now, this shows it has a value of 15K, but of course, being space capitalism, they'll sell you one for 30. And then there's a whining orb, which this is found in the underground colony. We're not sure what it does. We think it has something to do with communication. So they don't know what it does, but hey, they'll buy it from you if you get one. Or they'll sell it for twice what they say its value. So that's the trade depot. That is probably where you're going to be spending a lot of time with your grind-a-thon of going in and out of making minerals and finding artifacts. Crew assignment. Here, yeah. See, no personnel. There are no living crew members on file. Technically, that does include you. Oh, that's right. If you tap that down, it goes faster. Then you have personnel here. This is where you can make them. You generally need 7 people. And then if you try it, and then there's the center. It's the docking bay, where basically you go into your ship and then start the exploration game. It will not let you off if there are people missing. It won't let you off if your ship doesn't have a name. So you can't accidentally go start the game with nothing. So let's go to ops. Okay, you can see here there's notices and evaluation. Evaluation is just simply... as you go out there, you will find worlds and see if they're inhabitable and make recommendations. If they think that they're habitable, you get money. If they think you're a bloody lunatic, they'll fine you. So, don't make any sort of molten world. All right, now, notices is, of course, your mail. So let's go into that. You are about to embark on your first mission. In your bank account, you will find the amount of 12,000 monetary units. MU. This money is to be spent training your crew, configuring your ship, and purchasing any necessary materials. Yeah, that's 12K really works. Of course, you may wish to leave some portion of this in the bank to earn interest. This is acceptable at this stage of the operation. Your primary goal is to gather information. Consequently, your objectives are: seek out and explore strange new worlds, boldly go where no man has gone before, establish contact with any sentience, capture and bring back non-sentient life forms. Ah, we can't put any sentience in our zoo. Record alien life form data. Bring back alien artifacts. Bring back any valuable minerals, including endurium. Keep from getting brutally killed. Notice how that's like last. Yeah, keep from getting brutally killed. That's last. But hey, go and find stuff and get it. We have little information to offer concerning what you may find. We suggest, however, that you avoid the area of space around the coordinates 13584. So we're gonna note that. 13584. Lost ships. Avoid for now. Since that is where we lost contact with 2 of our earlier ships. Scout reports indicate a high density of minerals in the mountainous regions of the innermost planet of our system. Hey, great. Further, we have found information that leads us to believe that there may be ruins of the old empire at coordinates 17... I'm never quite sure if that's west or north. I think that's north. Yeah. No? That is an where's a W? Ah, there we go. Okay, so that's north. That's an N. You can see that the W has 1 less pixel over the N. So it's important to know. Oh crud! Forgot to save that. Didn't. Okay, and as you can see, it does potentially kick if you're waiting a little bit long. Okay, so let's put this in. Avoid 13584. Ruins on next system. K class. Next. K class system. And it'll show you what the thing is on the second planet. 217 north by 162 east. This is essentially where it starts things off. It doesn't, yes, there's a time clock, but that you don't really get that clock starting until a little bit. Alien activity. 175, 94. Okay. Take a old Saberoonie. And that's how you know, these will be your star coordinates, and these will be the coordinates when you get to a planet. You can tell because they will give you that north by east, that kind of stuff. Oh, I guess we don't need that. Don't save. Yeah, derp. So, we're going to start. Like I said, this will be a bit of a long episode because we're going to hit this. Okay, end of notices, end of line. Exit. Okay, so we got 12K. So the first thing we want to do is go make some people. Actually, I'm sorry. I need to double check. I believe... And the easiest way to check is crew assignment. You need 6 characters. You can make more characters, but you need 6 at the minimum. Well, technically, you need... Well, you only need 1. 1 person can run the entire ship. It's just not recommended. So, in reality, you need 6. Now, being that this is nostalgia-rific, this is what I always did. Okay, now, you've got a certain amount of races for your personnel. We already know of a few races that exist in this world. We've had some contacts with them, or at least they hang out with us and do things. Of course, you have human. Now, if you notice here, they have a durability of 6. That basically means they're a little bit above average of taking damage. They have a learning rate of 9. What this means is for every amount of money you click to train, they learn 9 extra points. Now, they have a high in science, that's a 50, and then 30s on everything else. This does actually affect your final. I believe, generally, you can only add 100 learning to any character. So basically it maxes out at 150. Or maybe maxes out at 200 with a 50. Anyway, it does max out at a certain amount. So basically, humans are good for science and okay for about everything else. Android. Now, Android is an android. It's a robot. They're great for navigation. They're great. They're okay at engineering. They're crap for communications, and well, you don't want a robot being your doctor. And they're for science. They have a learning rate of 0. This is hardwired. This is permanently in there. Now, granted, you can read this in the manual, but at least, you know, I'm giving you a quick thing here. Now, they do have a durability of 10, so great. You could stick them in navigation or engineering and not worry about them exploding very much. Eloan. These guys are like little trees, little tree twigs. They are very weak. They have a durability of 2, but they learn astoundingly well. They have a learning rate of 10. They're great at being doctors and communicators, and kind of okay at science and engineering, and average at navigation. Now, there's a problem with these guys, and not just that they break like a twig. You don't want them in a crew with these guys. Now, okay, the Eloan and the Thrin absolutely hate each other. Like, flat out hate each other. So, A, you don't want them in the same crew. You don't want an Eloan and a Thrin in your same crew. And this comes an issue later. So you don't want an Eloan if you meet the Thrin, because then they'll think you're an enemy, and you've got an Eloan, and vice versa. You don't want a Thrin when you meet the Eloan. Now, the races are actually pretty nifty. You know, like the Eloan. Hey, they're great for communications and medicine, and the Thrin are great at communications themselves. They're kind of okay at science, navigation, engineering, and crap at medicine. So you got to make that kind of pick of like, do I want to risk it? And then there's the Velox. The Velox, they're basically giant, cockroaches. They look like ants and cockroaches combined. These bug guys have a durability of 8 and a learning rate of 6. They are absolutely crap at communications because they have their own language, so whatever. They're crap at medicine. They're great at navigation, engineering, and okay at science. So here's the problem. You got to figure out what you want to do, because either A, you just deal with no doctor or a bunch of kind of human doctors, or you make that risk. Hey, do I want to have some Eloan? I generally go with an Eloan because at least that way you have a doctor. You can have a human doctor, but they're kind of And the Eloan are also great for learning. Now, you got to be careful because of that durability. Actually, I might go with a Thrin and then just with a human doctor because yeah. Okay, so we're going to go with a human first. This is Captain Jerk. Captain Jerk. He is wonderful. What do you think he's going to be? He's probably going to be our captain, yeah. Okay. Then we're going to make another human because we're going to make our science officer Spork. Actually, I don't think we can cancel out of this. Nope. Okay, so Spork will be a human. Uh-oh. No, resume game. I don't even know why I have a mouse because it's not doing anything. I don't know why. Oh, okay. Now you can delete him. So delete him. We haven't put anything in him. So let's just double check. I just need to double check. Okay, yeah, it goes captain, then science officer. So we'll make Captain Jerk. See, technically you can make, bam, we've got an entire crew of nothing but of the one Captain Jerk. That is completely stupid. Well, that's the way I have it maybe for right now. Okay, so you got the 5 skills. The captain doesn't actually have to be skilled in about anything. It might be a good idea to have him be a reserve, him or her. Reserve for some things. But generally, the captain doesn't need to do anything. So let's make. Now, do I want to be Velox? No, Velox, they're crap at science. So we are going to make Spork. He's going to be our science dude. Now we need a navigator. Let's see. Who do we want to be? No, we're going to make the bug dude be the navigator and the engineering. So this will be Uhura. Seriously, these are the names that I did like a long time ago. I am not ashamed. And then we'll make another snotty. And then we need a communications officer. I think we were gonna go. Yeah, we were gonna go Elowan. So. Oh no! I goofed this one up. I don't think you can fix this. Oh, delete him then. Yes. Great. Sorry about that. This is Suru. Okay, so that's our navigator. There we go. We can delete that one. Boom, boom, boom. And bones. All right, now we're going to hold off training any of these for right now because they've got okays. Everybody's got at least a 50, so it's not absolutely terrible. And you go up and down, and then do that. Boom. Nope, 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 nope. Boy, did I goof that, didn't I? Apparently the captain's going to be the doctor now. Spork. Dink. There we go. I don't know why that happened. Oh, that's frickin'. There we go. And now we got we got a crew, so technically we could take off right now, but we haven't named our ship, nor have we actually done anything with it. But let's do the name. So this is the ISS Exit Prize. Because, like I said, I'm a complete goober. So, we have the ISS Exit Prize. We're going to buy, let's buy, for right now, 4 cargo pods. We need an engine. Actually, no. Oh, okay, so they at least give you a Class 1 engine, so you don't necessarily need it to begin with. Actually, we need to... There we go. We can sell the engine for basically 1,000 less. Let's up to a Class 2 for right now, because that's all we can afford. And then let's buy it. Oh, crap. Forgot. I can't buy any shielding. But we can at least buy armor. We can buy Class 1 armor. So this isn't going to be great, but at least we've got a little bit. And then let's go buy some fuel. We're only going to be doing mining for right now, so we don't really need to do much. So we can do 1 unit of fuel. And that should be enough to last. Okay. And with that, the USS Exit Prize should be ready to go. And you get all thing. So like I said, basically time does stand still on the main on the space station. They do a sort of a semi-space star date here. So it's the day. I'm sorry. They do it European, so this is the first month, and then the day is right here. So this would be the 1st of January, 4620, and then it's 1.00, so that's like your hour. Then you can see damage. Cargo is 8%. That's all fuel, basically. The energy, i.e. the cargo there. Shields down and weapons unarmed. We don't have either, so it doesn't matter. So this is basically the interface that we're going to be seeing a lot. Captain does. He launches, disembarks. We can check the cargo here. We can log the planet, but we're not in orbit of a planet. We can check the ship's log, which, whatever. We can make a ship's log. This, of course, would be in the old days where you could log some of those little notes to yourself. That kind of thing. All right. And then get back to the bridge. Science officer, this is basically where you go and look at a planet or an opposing ship. See, you can't really do any sensors right now because nothing's there. We'll look into some of these in a little bit. Maneuver, this is, of course, where you can enter combat. You enter combat through the navigator and do the raising and arming shields. Here's the star map, but we're not in hyperspace. And then maneuver, you would just go. You can't maneuver right now because we haven't launched, technically. An engineer would show you. So basically, it's the old style. Green is good, red is bad. If these bars start filling up with red, then you need to go to repair. And obviously, with their stats, the higher their stat, the better they are at their job. Like the communication officer, right now, even with a 50, we're going to get a lot of garbled stuff. As Uhura gets better, then the messages will get better. We can also set off a distress beacon. There. And then the doctor is, well, the doctor. Okay, so let's disembark. Let's launch. That way we can at least get off there. This is a bit of a long episode, but I wanted to show you how things are going and basically just how the game starts. So let's go launch. All right, so you get ready to launch, confirm. And then this is actually going to be the part where you're going to need the codes. So have them ready. We'll put that to the side for now. It's ready to confirm. Launch. Yes, so request security code for... So you put these in. So you got a planet, you got an artifact, and a race. So we're looking for Gaul, the rod device, and minstrels. So you get this code. You put this code in here, and then that is your DRM. One day I'm going to do it to what happens if you put the wrong code in. It's kind of funny, really. But I don't want to do that for our first freaking game. So 5, 6. Nope, come on. Nope, right. You got 5, 6, 4, 7. It'll give you a chance to make sure that's correct. That's when you go back to your little code wheel and go, yep. Click that off and confirm. And then it ejects you. All right, then you go to bridge, then you go to the navigator and Emmanuel. Now, if you remember, it said that there was something interesting on the planet nearest in the sun. Now, we can't go into this planet. This is Earth. So keep in mind, this is the third position of this solar system because there's a ring missing. So this would be technically the third planet, but it's actually it is the second planet, but technically it's the third position. So then we go here. We basically go boink, and then he hits spacebar to orbit. And then what you would do, this is basically the procedure it's going to be for all this. You do sensors. Hey, look, it shows, hey, there's a mass of 2 times 10 to the 20th. It's not a lot of bio, but there's some minerals. The atmosphere is fluorine and chlorine, so it's not really breathable. Hydrosphere is water, so that's great. These actually will make, these are what you're looking for as far as recommending a planet. You're looking for stuff that's breathable, stuff that's, like you would go further in analysis. Okay, he's not a great science dude, so not certain for a lot of things. That's fine. We'll go back to... I need a current sensor reading. Derp. So chromium, promethium, tungsten is on the planet. And then you do your status check here. Okay, so we spent 9 hours in orbit, so just messing around so far. So we can land here. In fact, let's land. Now, do we have anything notes on this? I think that's... Okay, that's neighboring activity. So we just select a site. Now, since we're looking for minerals... So basically, the rule of thumb here is there's just like your bio class would say, there's better animal species kind of in the lower regions, so like the brown to yellow, and better minerals closer to the mountains. So you want a good balance if you're looking for both. Now, this only has minerals, so it doesn't really matter. Let's just go straight 0, 0. Just ding, 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 ding. There we go. 0, 0. Then we descend. Ooh, and really the nice generated planets. Now, they aren't procedurally generated, but they were procedurally generated when they made the planets. When they made first code of the game, they basically generated the planets. So it's not like No Man's Sky, where each planet that you go to is continually procedurally generated when you start the game. But it's still very groundbreaking. Then we hit disembark. They check, hey, can we breathe this? Are we going to die? Great. This takes a little bit of time. And then you have your terrain vehicle. And here you are. So your terrain vehicle, it has several options. This will give you a quick look as to what's out there. This is a weapon that gives you a stun or a laser. Generally, you want to stun animals so you can take them alive, but if they're being assholes, then you can kill them. Here, you can't laser yourself, which is good. You can scan. Hey, there's nothing there. Or you can scan. Hey, look at the ship. Boop, your ship. And you can look. Same thing. This is basically just the basic and the deeper. This will show you what's in your cargo. Right now, nothing. And then you move. Oh. And then anytime you see scanning new terrain, now you do your maps. Gives you 3 levels of map. So there's your basic map, there's your second map, and your bigger. So you can see the little X there? That is basically what we're looking for. Hey, look, it's something. So you can move to cargo, and then, oh boy, some crappy zinc. Boom, pick up, and we picked up the zinc. And that, by and large, is how a lot of the game works. It'll be a bit grindy, like I already said that at the beginning. But, you gotta spend time to make money. Now, clearly you want something that's like chromium. Actually, that's pretty good. At least that's, boom. And then you keep an eye on your cargo. You're 32% full. And you just wander around until it scans new terrain. Boom. Now, the minerals are sort of procedure generated. They have general ideas for like the minerals and the critters. So, ooh, that's a nice little bevy there. So this will actually always change, the critters and the minerals. Ooh, tungsten, yes please. The only things that generally stay in certain areas are ruins and ruins with their artifacts in them. Okay, now this does work on basically. The idea is, as you can see, the way the cargo works is it's anywhere where within a pixel, or I'm sorry, a square of where you are. So basically, you get in the middle, and then you can pick up everything. That's very efficient. So now we can take all the chromium and all the promethium. Boom, boom. Very efficient. We've already spent a day. And we can go that way. Those haven't gone away yet. Now, sometimes the minerals will go away, so you gotta, like, see. Hey, great. Now, that might be where, say, you make a look. Hey, is that cool? That's promethium. So, yeah, that's nifty to go for. You start making your, your cost analysis, basically. Now, we've got 47% energy, and we need to move. We're about 33 clicks away. So now is about the time. Generally, what I recommend is you can fart around as much as you want. It generally does take about 1 click of 1% energy to move 1 kilometer. more or less. Sometimes it goes different for... oops, that's the wrong thing. For so how efficient. Once your people get better, your efficiency will go. Well, so generally you do not. Oops, that was wrong. Want to run out of fuel. If you start running out of fuel, that's very bad. No duh, right? If you run out of fuel, you have a very short supply of emergency fuel. And once you run out of that, then you walk. And that could be bad depending upon the planet. And then you start losing people. And then bad things just happen. So you don't want to go out there too much. Okay, let's look at our cargo. We've got quite a bit of zinc, chromium, tungsten, and promethium. Let's check our status. Alright, so our cargo is 23% full, so we could probably go out there again and make some more mining. So that's what we're going to do. Let's see if anything's like immediately. And we're going to go a little bit west. Ooh, there we go. Nifties. Nifties everywhere. So yeah, this is basically a lot of what the game's about, is going around, finding stuff, and, you know, picking it up. Even when, like, plot points, you have to go and find it. You have to go out there and find things. I mean, this was still really nifty for at the time. Yeah, it might seem like a lot of grinding, but hey, you know, if you ever played a nice 10, basically 10, so that was almost about 3,000 right there. But anyway, if you ever played an MMO, you should be used to the grind fest by now, right? Let's see if we can make it. We're just a little under, close to 50, so we could probably feasibly get all those. The rule of thumb is you don't want to have your energy lower than how far away you are from your ship. Depending upon the terrain, you'll get a little bit of efficiency in movement, but right now we are at the danger zone. We're at 51% energy and 51 clicks away. So let's get home. Oops. So let's get back to the ship. Like I said, you do get some efficiency. Oh, crap. I was going the wrong way. But especially depending upon how far away you are, then you might not actually make any movement. So that's why it's a good rule of thumb for looking at percentage. Okay, so we're 36% cargo. So just for right now, let's just get home. I think there might be the plot about to happen. But if anything, we can sell off all that cargo, and that's probably where we'll end this episode. Okay. Maneuver. And because it's been 2 days since you're out, as you can see, the planets did move a little bit. And generally what you can see here, unless you take off from the base, is you'll see what the class of the star is, the G-class star, and ecospheres between 3 to 5. So 3, 4, 5 means it could be habitable for when you're making recommendations. Brown is generally rocky planets that don't have a lot of water on them. Blue is basically what you're looking for. That's your general... Well, okay, there's 2 levels of blue. There's good blue, and then there's like ice blue. And if you recommend a frozen planet, it had better be warm enough, or else they'll just slap you. All right, so then we we disembark because we're now in the base. So there we are. Let's go sell our junk. We probably should keep some of this because it is actually material used for repairs, but that's fine. We're going to sell it all. 9. We'll worry about keeping some of it for repairs when we actually go further out there. But right now, we basically have made almost all of our money back. See, we have... Well, actually, I'm sorry. We've made all our money back from getting parts for the ship. Now we can do two things. We can continue improving our ship, or we can start buying training units. And we'll start looking at that option later. Now, let's look at this. We got notices. Let's see if any mails come in. All right. Here's the plot. It is necessary to give you some unpleasant news. You may have been aware that for the last several years, scientists have been observing anomalous fluctuations in the radiation levels of our sun. While you have been away the whole day, it has been ascertained that the stability of our sun is definitely deteriorating. How much time we have until there is a fatally large flare, we are still not sure, but there is little doubt this will eventually occur. As yet, we have no clue as to the cause of this instability. Therefore, we must assume there is nothing we can do to change the situation. In view of this, the only option available to us is get as many colonists off of Earth as we can. You can be invaluable to us in this. First, we will need Endurium to power the ships we will build. We will pay well for any that you can bring back. Secondly, we need to know where to send the colonists. As you may have already discovered, your ship is equipped with homing drones, which you may use to log your recommendations. This is so that we can move the colonists out as quickly as possible. In addition, a sensor has been installed, which will inform you of the stellar condition upon entering a system, i.e. how close to being a flare it's going. Your ship computer will inform you in the event that a flare is imminent. You don't want to be in there when a flare is imminent, because apparently our ships can't handle flares, and then you go kaboom! We advise caution while in systems which are more than slightly unstable. Being caught in a solar flare would certainly be fatal. Well, it makes sense. I mean, most solar flares are a lot of ejection of energy, certain levels of cosmic rays, high levels of radiation. Especially if we've got flares being fatal here, it means that we haven't developed the technology to handle those yet. So, of course, it'd be fatal. In your manual, we have outlined the criteria in which will be important in your evaluation of viable colony worlds. That's your, the actual game manual. You'll be rewarded for recommendations of valuable planets and penalized for recommendations of planets which turn out to be uninhabitable. This generally, the evaluation of that is essentially by the next time you get back to home base, they'll give you whether the evaluation has come through or not. Consider carefully before logging a planet. Oh, we got a next message. 3. To all captains, one of our ships was just destroyed by what reports indicate to be androids approximately 20 sectors directly coreward of Earth. When passing through this area, proceed with caution. Androids. 20 sectors coreward. Okay. Boop. And then we'll put that in the notes. I mean, technically this will be saved here, but it's not like we can automatically go back. So we can go previous messages, for current notice. Okay. Repeating last notice, previous message. Going to abort that and then go even more previous message. And then it'll... So yes, it will store all its messages sent to you. But, yeah. All right, so that is where we're going to we're going to end it for today. I'm generally going to try... now, keep in mind, we are going to go and we're going to do a bunch of grinding. I'm going to try and see if we can avoid a lot of that. If there's a couple of bits of just needing to go out there and grind for a couple of in-game days, to make money and get the ship up and then go out there and then start the plot, then yeah, we might have to do that. But we'll see as it goes from there. Anyway, so how we fix this is we hit escape. Escape. I think it was escape. One. Quit. Space. Space. Space whenever you're not in there. And then you hit save game. Saving game. Please wait. Game save complete. And then it ends the program. All right, so I hope you have a very excellent rest of your day. Join us for some more Starflight down the bend. And we'll keep these notes up. We'll keep that going. We'll keep that going. And I hope you have an excellent rest of your day. Thanks. I know it's been almost an hour on this episode, and you know what? I'm not sorry, because I am glad to bring this to you guys, and I hope you enjoy, because this game definitely is a big one from my past. And you don't see it on YouTube too often. I've only noticed about 3 or 4 actual full-on Let's Plays, and one even aborted in the middle, so, we'll see. Anyway, so I hope you have a very excellent rest of your day, and with that, class dismissed.